everybody. So I'm battling with the washing machine. That's what's the noise in the background, and actually the dishwasher. So anyway, hello, it's Monday. It's 7 ingredients challenge mealtime. How are you doing? We're now in the second week of lockdown. How's it been? Is it going okay? This weekend was my son's birthday party. Not that anybody was invited because we're in lockdown. So we made a giant cookie, which I'm definitely going to make again. And I just let the kids decorate it how they wanted. And I literally had to sit on my hands to stop saying to them, you know, oh, would you like to do it this way or that way? I just gave them free range. Rain. We also turned my daughter's bedroom into an indoor campsite with a tent and everything, which they loved. And although there's no evidence, I let them give me a makeover yesterday, which started off, according to my daughter, as being, you know, a proper makeover, nice makeup. And in the end, she decided to turn me into a zombie. I don't know. Anyway, back to tonight. So, ingredients. We had mincemeat, or the beef patties, garlic, kidney beans, tin tomatoes, butter beans, lentils, and spinach. And this week I've been inspired by the fact that I haven't made meatballs in literally ages. And also because it's starting to get a bit cold outside. I say starting, it's probably been cold for a while actually. I wanted something that was quite warming and homey. So that's what I've done. So let me show you. Here we have it. My meatball and bean stew. So let's take the meatballs first. That's basically really good beef mince that were beef patties to start with, and I've mixed that with pureeing half a tin of the kidney beans, which by the way I think George Helen's suggested chickpeas, but Tesco's decided that they didn't have chickpeas when they delivered, so I just so happened to have a jar of kidney beans in the cupboard. So I mixed it with half a jar of pureed kidney beans, some really lazy already chopped garlic, half a tin of tomatoes, salt, pepper, lemon juice, and then basically made those into, I think I've got at least 20 meatballs, and put it in the fridge for about half an hour just so that they could set. And then once I fried them off, I then put the juice back into this mixture. So the bean stew is simply, first of all, cook down the butter beans with the water that it comes in, the rest of the tin tomatoes plus another tin of tomatoes, the remaining kidney beans, cook that all down first, then later add the lentils and the spinach. And what I've done with the spinach, and I know I've said this to you before, and I've seen it on a video on Facebook or a hack somewhere, but rather than wilting the spinach in a pan on the stove, simply put it in a colander and slowly pour over boiling water, because that way it seems to keep its colour a lot longer, and it seems to keep its shape a lot longer, although obviously it still does shrink. And then any juices from, like I said, frying off the meatballs, put back into the sauce, let it stew down, because that's keeping all that flavour in the meal, and then put the meatballs back into the pan once you've got all that yumminess, and let them sit in the juice and cook for at least 20 minutes. So that's what I've done. Substitutions. So if you don't like beef, then you can always use pork mince. And to be honest with you, I reckon pork mince has more flavour. Personal opinion. Could you use lamb mince? Probably. But I would say, and again, personal preference, lamb mince can be a bit fatty. So it depends what your preference is when it comes to meat. Fish. There's no reason why you can substitute, rather than making meatballs, to just put the fish in with the stew. So cut it into big chunks. Again, I'm going to say a white fish rather than something like trout or salmon. I'd go for monkfish, cod, haddock, pollock. Obviously take the skin off and make sure they're nice big chunks. And then if you're vegan vegetarian, you can simply substitute the mince for a veggie substitution. Fine, not a problem. And then the rest of it, just let it stew down. And actually, if you've got longer, the longer you leave it, the more flavour you'll get out of it. But I'm hungry and I have a limited amount of time because we put the children to bed and then I start cooking before I get angry, really. So that's what I've made. Husband's, it's been in the lounge with hubby eating it for at least 5 minutes, so I reckon half of it's already gone. I'm going to take it now. Keep my fingers crossed. This one, I can't see that it's not going to be tasty. I'm not worried about anything other than the meatballs being dry. That's always my worry. That's why when I made the mixture, this is what I forgot to tell you. When I made the mixture, I made sure that I added a bit of liquid, which is the tin tomatoes, give it that moisture. The lemon gives it a bit of moisture. So you need a bit of moisture in there so that when you're cooking them, they don't dry out. So I'm thinking, if anything, my meatballs may be dry. But to be honest with you, as long as they taste good, if they're dry, I'm unbothered. Not really. I just want it to taste nice. That's the main thing. Anyway, I'll just be back later to tell you whether it was yummy scrummy or if it had sandwiches. See you later.